Hey guys, so I'm about to dig into my Vortech Supercharger and rebuild it. At the end of last year it was starting to make kind of a weird noise, so I did take it apart just to inspect it quick. And one of the high-speed bearings in it was getting pretty rough. Supercharger does share oil with the engine. So that's my drain that goes into my oil pan and the feed there. So I think when my thrust bearing failed in my engine, I'm assuming it probably got contaminated with crap and that's why the bearing failed. Or maybe it's just due for a rebuild. So Vortech says to spin this, the V7 YSI. I think it says 65,000 RPM. I think I'm spinning at 62 right now. Bought this rebuild kit off eBay. I think it was by Supercharge Rebuilds or something like that. They claim those bearings can be spun up to 72,000. Obviously, you don't want to spin them that high continuously, but that's what it says. Yeah, let's start splitting the case and go from there. So yeah, that's it. It's all split. Just be aware when you flip the case over, there's washers in here. So don't lose them. And it's kind of hard to get them mixed up. One's bigger, one's smaller. So yeah, I got the puller on it. I'm going to start pulling this bearing off. I know last year when I pulled it, it actually pulled the outer cage off of the ball bearings. So just be prepared for that. That might happen, but it is what it is. So yeah, we'll go from there. So yeah, I got that shaft out, as you can tell. When I pulled it out, it pulled the bearing apart. There's ball bearings all out of it. So now I need to somehow get this bearing race out of there. I tried to pry it out of there, but I started marking up the case. It's just aluminum, right? So it's pretty soft. I'm going to go in there with my TIG welder. I'm going to try heating it up. And hopefully that'll shrink it enough to the point where I can get the race out. So yeah. We'll go from there. Hopefully it works. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I went around the whole thing with the TIG torch. Heated it all up. I let it cool. You do the same thing if you have torches. You have a little rosebud. You just go all the way around it. Just leave a little trail. And then let it shrink. And then technically it should come out. See, just like that. All nice and loose. So I'll pull that out of there and then I'll move on to the next. Next step is to remove the compressor wheel. From what I saw is you press out the shaft this way. So just hit the nut. It's a 12-point nut. And it's a left-hand thread, so make sure you're going clockwise when you go to remove it. Just hit it with your impact and it should come right off. So now I'm going to go put this in the press and hopefully have the shaft come out. Now I'm just going to go ahead and start pulling off all the old bearings and putting the new ones on. Got all my bearings in, pressed in. I got my seals all installed there, as you can tell. Yeah, the O-ring, I put a little bit of grease on it just to hold it in. It was wanting to pop out on me. So now I'm just going to start putting the casing back together and see how that goes. So I'm just about to install the compressor wheel. Don't forget to install the washer. The step faces down. It sits on the shaft, and then the flat spot sits against the compressor. Yeah, now I'm just gonna polish it all up, make it look nice, just with the snap of my fingers. So yeah, just like that, it's all polished up. I could have went a little bit further, but it is what it is. I don't have all the time in the world, but yeah, it's good enough for me. I'll give you a quick sneak peek of the Regal. I still have a bunch of tiny little things to do, just a billion little things, but it is what it is. So starting to get most of the interior pieces back in. You can tell I got the back seat in there. Got a holy shit bar for the passengers. I bought some of that carbon fiber wrap. I kind of copied Ronnie just to protect the tubes. Actually looks pretty damn good. I got my seat belts in. Got the dash all mounted. And that's as far as I'm going to show you for now. Once I finally get everything buttoned up in it, I'll make a complete video of it like I've been saying for the last how long. But yeah. I'd like to possibly fire up the car this weekend. We'll see. Now that I got the supercharger all rebuilt, I can put that back on. I got my fuel injectors in. They're a little bit shorter, so then I had to modify the fuel rail supports to lower them. And then because of that, my line won't reach the other fuel rail, so I had to order some more line in order to curl past the intake. So that's another thing keeping me from getting it started. But tranny's in, everything's up, the drive shaft's in. Yeah. So besides that, I could pretty much fire it up if I wanted. So yeah, fingers crossed this weekend I get it fired up. Give me some motivation to get my ass in gear and get this thing further along. Picked an arm drops. It's coming in, I think, 2 weeks. And that's what I'm shooting for. So we'll go from there. Anyways, thanks again, guys, for watching. Like, comment. Definitely hit that subscribe button. Let's try to get to 2,000. That would be freaking awesome. So appreciate all of you. And I'll talk to you soon.